Computer viruses can be found almost anywhere these days. Sketchy ads and websites promote these heavily. Some can be pretty harmless and some can be very dangerous. User by the name of Gavin.rocks have created this iceberg, and we will cover all the 8 layers and 65 entries in today's video. Before the video starts, I want to give a shout out to Danoact1, who has uploaded many videos about these viruses, and I gained a lot of my info from him, so go check him out as well. My name is Ludespook. Make sure to subscribe for more, and without further ado, let's dive into today's iceberg. You are an idiot. A malware that is pretty known. It doesn't delete your files, it doesn't harm your PC. What it does is that many tabs appear with music. These tabs start bouncing around your screen, and as you attempt to close it with Alt F4, it spawns more tabs with the same loud music, but each tab plays the song, which makes you hear it offbeat and just chaotic, I guess. Malware Vault. Malware Vault is a really cool site where you can download different malwares for testing purposes. Honestly, this existing is really cool, interesting, and great for people who want to know more. I love you. The I love you malware is honestly weird. It emails, kindly check the attached love letter coming from me to all your contacts. And the love letter attached to the email is not a text document. It says .txt, but right after it says .vbs. This means that it's a script and not a text document. It overwrites all your files names except for your MP3s. WannaCry. WannaCry is a ransomware that attacks your computer's operating system. It encrypts your files. The scariest part is that it tries to find all of the IP addresses on the network and encrypts their files too. To decrypt, you have to pay $300 worth of Bitcoin. Now after paying them $300 of Bitcoin, will they actually decrypt it? Well, we don't know that. Also, this got really bad because in May 2017, over 230,000 computers in over 150 countries got attacked by this malware. Griftors. A Trojan-type malware targeted billions of Android users. Millions of these Android users were scammed hundreds of dollars out of their phone bills just by clicking on a message. According to Simperium's researchers, the malware was active in over 70 countries and infected over 10 million devices worldwide. Trojan was disguised in various harmless looking apps. Tanglebot. Tanglebot, a malware that targeted Android users, like griftors. The malware sent text messages to the users which you should not respond to. One of the messages that it would commonly send you was about virus guidance for their area, and the other one was about the third vaccine. This virus being, I think you can kinda guess what it is, I can't say it. None of these were legit, and if the users clicked on the link that came with the message, they had to update their Adobe Flash player. This wasn't an update, it installed the malware to their Android. MyDoom. The my.doom email worm spread quickly through computers in 2004, and through that took down a whole website for 2 weeks. The malware arrived in an email with an attachment. The attachment was an exe file, which was the worm. If opened with Notepad, it acts like a corrupted email, but it actually infected your computer. The worm will start to attack the websites you go to, and with one infected computer, nothing much will happen, but mind how 1 million computers were infected? Yeah. Memes. Another Trojan horse. The malware tells you that when your computer is shut down, it will never boot up again. It opens up weird tabs like how to remove virus and Club Penguin. More tabs open when your cursor starts to shake. After some time, the Google error sound effect starts playing over and over again.
Just any random characters, and it's still moving the mouse on its own. I am not touching that, I promise you. You can't see me, but my time is now? No, I'm not touching it. And now it starts playing random error messages, or message sounds, error sounds, which is fun. And we can see the mouse is going a little bit more crazy. Oh good, Bonzi buddy, that's just what this video needs, is even more memes.
The screen colors start inverting every second, and eventually the how to buy weed tab opens. Error icons start following your cursor, and it just gets crazier. Google search. A quick one. On suspicious sites, scam pop-ups might happen telling you you have made a significant number in your Google search. Kama Sutra. Kama Sutra is an email scam that tells you to download a suspicious file for some free. While researching for this, I came across that Kama Sutra means sex in Hindu, which is pretty fitting and interesting. Bouncy Buddy. A classic, the purple gorilla. Seen as adware nowadays by how it used to collect data from users to make pop-up ads, the gorilla would make jokes and laugh, manage appointments, and sing if the user chose to. It would also change your home page into their website and also give out fake errors to make people buy more of their bouncy products. There's a lot more, but I don't want to spend too much time talking about a topic for too long. Mirai. Mirai, Japanese word for future, botnet, discovered in August 2016 by the White Hat group Malware Must Die. It infects Linux-based devices like IP cameras and home routers, turning them into remotely controlled bots. It has been used in major distributed denial of service, aka DDoS attacks, including those on journalist Brian Krebs' website, French web host OVH, and DIN in October 2016. Redline. Redline Stealer is a malware sold on underground forums for $100 to $500 or $100 a month. Yeah, I don't see how that works, but okay. It collects browser data like saved credentials, autocomplete data, and credit card information. It also gathers system details including username, location, hardware, and security software. New versions can steal cryptocurrency and target FTP and IM clients. The malware can upload and download files, execute commands, and periodically send information about the infected computer. Chernobyl. The CIH virus really just goes straight to the point. Upon opening the exe, it acts like it is a normal file, but really just infects your whole PC. When opening other files, Chernobyl or CIH will open instead of the program you're running. It will blue screen, and when you're trying to reboot your PC again, it won't run. Melting screen. The melting screen worm starts off by giving you a fake message and an email that will tell you to download a VBS runtime just to see this melting screen. The worm makes companion files for every exe. Eventually your screen will get this melting payload that looks very cool. The animation will play until it restarts again, and it is of course very annoying. NoEscape.exe. NoEscape ransomware, a new threat in the cybercriminal world, emerged in May 2023. It is believed to be a rebrand of the defunct Avedon Group, which was shut down in 2021. Unlike other ransomware, NoEscape's developers claim to have built their malware and infrastructure from scratch without using code from other ransomware families. In less than a year, it has used unique features and aggressive multi-extortion tactics to target various industries, including healthcare and public health. Their recent activities highlight their influence as a ransomware as a service group. This overview covers the group's possible connections to Avedon, an analysis of NoEscape's attacks, target industries, victim countries, sample emitter attack techniques, and recommended defenses and mitigations. Butterflies on desktop. Butterflies on desktop, or butterflies on the screen, is a spyware downloaded from the internet. Similar to SpongeBob Screen Toys, it displays interactive butterflies on your screen. You can choose the number of butterflies, but they may slow down your CPU. These butterflies collect data from your desktop, freezing when they do so. Uninstalling the spyware removes the butterflies, but the program remains on your desktop. Additionally, if you try to close it using Task Manager, a Trojan prevents you from doing so. Fortunately, any antivirus program can remove this virus. RavMoney. RavMoney, also known as RJump, is a Trojan that opens a backdoor on Windows computers, allowing unauthorized access. This poses a security risk, as attackers can steal personal information and use the computer to access internal networks. CryptoLocker. CryptoLocker is a file encrypting ransomware, like most would guess, and when opened, it deletes itself to later, yeah, you guessed it, encrypt your files. You get this classic message telling you that within a specific time, which is displayed on a timer on the screen, you have to pay them. According to YouTuber Rogamp, you can actually set the timer back on the computer, meaning you can increase the duration of the timer. Rogamp even tried setting it back so far he reached 200,000 hours, and he could have done this how much he wanted to. Magister. Magister stands for magistrate, targets people affiliated with the law profession. Magister specifically examines all text in text documents to find something related to court, for an example, to determine if it's going to activate its payload. Upon opening the worm, nothing seems to happen, but what it actually does is writing a 110 byte routine to hook into explorer.exe, and from there gain information like the user's network and email. CNET Tech Tracker. This is a free application that is supposed to perform installs, uninstalls, and updates to keep your software up to date. Almost nothing came up about this till I found out that there was an article talking about how bad this was, considering how the application would appear on the screen and make things on the computer go slower and take forever to open. Also, it takes ages to start when you actually want to open CNET Tech Tracker, and that was about it that I found. Let me know if you know anything in the comments. PC Toaster. It starts off by enumerating your system reserved partition, which is normally not available. All of the boot files are required to boot up the PC starts getting deleted before it takes down ices.exe, which is making the PC boot up basically. It ejects all drives including the C drive, and everything just does not work at all. And yeah, before you know it, the PC turns off and you cannot boot it up anymore. WinFig. When WinFig has been opened, the next time you restart your computer, your whole wallpaper has changed into aliens and gives you a slowly typed out message saying, "Virus Melissa, when you infected me, I fell in love. Since then I've been preparing myself to meet you one day. I've been reproducing myself for several months through the internet and floppies, but now I've stopped. I'm not going to run after you anymore, and if I can't have you, no one else will. I love you, Melissa. Virus Carlos." After that message, you get another message saying that you have to reboot your computer, and why is because it has deleted win.com, leading it to not letting your computer boot up again. And the last thing it does is adding 315 empty folders named Melissa and Carlos in your system folder. LSD. This one is unique. When LSD is running, it will show different colors moving around on the screen for 20 seconds, and then it stops with a message saying coded by Death Dealer. And yeah, that's it. Skulls. A variant of the Skull Trojan. Acts like it's supposed to be a theme pack for your phone. When installed, all applications have been replaced with icons that appear as skulls like you can see on the screen. It does not only replace and actually removes and corrupts the whole application as well. When trying to open these apps, it crashes and takes you back to the menu. UK Metropolitan Police Virus. I'm going to keep this one really short. A ransomware pretended to be a UK Metropolitan Police Department and would ask for your IP address to use over illegal websites. For this to be quote-unquote fixed was to pay them €100. Happy99. This was the very first true email worm, which started in 1999. Upon starting the happy99.exe, a window will appear with an animated firework saying Happy New Year 1999. When the exe has been opened, it adds 3 files to the Windows system directory, being ska.dll, ska.exe, and winsock32.ska. Now winsock32.dll is a critical systems window DLL. This deals with internet connections and also delivering emails and receiving them. And this is where winsock32.ska is a backup copy of that. ska.exe is the worm body, just like happy99.exe, minus the fireworks animation. If a user with this infected into their PC receives an email and decides to reply to it, the worm will reply directly again, with the reply being a blank message body and happy99.exe as an attachment. Anti-spyware soldier. I researched this across a few platforms and I found actually nothing, so I will quote the description of the entry on the Iceberg. This is a rogue antivirus that scares the user into telling them that there is a spyware on their computer and that they should pay for the full version to help to get rid of it. Michelangelo. The Michelangelo virus was designed to infect DOS systems. For an example, when having a floppy disk infected with Michelangelo and you insert it into the DOS computer, the computer will be infected. Upon restarting the computer, everything seems to be frozen. If you restart the computer with the disk ejected, it does not freeze and you get access to DOS. Everything is now normal again. No file is infected. With all that said, Michelangelo does not infect files, it infects boot sectors of floppy disks. Phantom. Upon running, Phantom will start running an embedded program by the name of Windows Update.exe. This will display a fake update screen, basically. This will appear over all other tabs and windows on the computer, and also alt tabbing does not work. What combination you can do is Alt F4, but that doesn't stop Phantom. Phantom does the classic virus move and changes the wallpaper and creates an HTML document saying that their files have been encrypted. Navishield. And last and definitely not least on this layer, Navishield. According to YouTube user RogueAmp, this is one of the toughest rogues you can get. When opened, it will say network error in order to receive a license key. Eventually, it will give you the option to create a trial key, and when that is done, it asks to do scans and is protecting everything. Then you get this window with a bunch of options, and after a week, it turns into Mr. Hyde, according to RogueAmp. After a whole week, this annoying and loud clock sound effect starts playing. And before you know it, a window asks you to extend the protection. Basically meaning that free trial has run out.
That's just the tip of the iceberg for this one. Let's go ahead and adjust the date even more. This time we'll adjust it a month ahead. Or we'll go November. November 16th. We'll get the clock again. Okay. So, yeah, that gets kind of annoying if this is expired. But let's keep advancing that date. Let's go a few years ahead. Let's go 2014. That's pretty annoying too, that this thing is going to stick around for that long. Let's keep advancing that date. Still getting the clock. So finally, after adjusting the date about 20 times, we get this horrible, ungodly laughter spamming through our speakers. It's really annoying, but the annoyance has just started.
A few seconds later, adult film websites will automatically open on your browser, and RogueAmp starts talking about it being so annoying that he unplugged the Ethernet. And then he says, it gets worse than this.
Pikachu!
Upon running the exe, a message appears saying, "Between millions of people around the world, I found you. Don't forget to remember this day every time, my friend." From now on, it mass mails itself to all of your contacts, and when you restart your PC and loads it back up, it tells you that all your files will be deleted. But then it asks you if you're sure. And if you answer no, then nothing happens. The virus will have zero impact on your computer if you just chose to say no. Beauty. Beauty is a macrovirus, and when running the virus, which is a document, you get this. According to DanoOct1, the virus activates on a certain day within the current month. The macrovirus infects every single text document you open and close. When the set date for activation comes, this image of a posing Asian female is displayed on the document we saw before. On the message we have 3 choices and we cannot read what does what. After DanoOct1 clicks around for a bit, the image changes to this, and after it keeps going we get even more explicit photos. Eventually, after clicking around even more, they disappear. Thanksgiving.
When we run it, we can see it comes from some sample repository somewhere because it tells us infected program. Now this virus only infects .com files and attempts to infect the master boot record of hard disks and floppy disks. However, it doesn't check to see if the disk is write protected before it infects it, causing DOS to report an error message when it tries to infect a write protected floppy disk.
The name is Thanksgiving since its activation date is Friday after Thanksgiving. Blank font. A Nokia malware. It sends to your messages, and from there you can download the sys file. What blank font does is that it installs a corrupted font pack, which in this case removes all text on the Nokia. You can still use the Nokia, but all the icons have no text, all characters are gone. 3 tunes. Alright, bear with me. This is a benign memory resident parasitic polymorphic virus. It hooks the general function dispatcher and writes itself to the end of COM and exe files that are executed or opened. Sonic Gather Battles DRM. On December 10th, a Reddit post revealed a controversial DRM system implemented in a fan-made Sonic game following an update on December 4th. The DRM could be triggered by typing keywords like hack, cheat, or mod into a browser while the game was running, causing the browser to close. This was not the only change. What would happen is that red eyes would appear on the screen, static noise played, the background stage was changed to red and black, and additionally the game tracks the player's IP address and sends it to an online database, ensuring the DRM reactivates if the game is reinstalled. The only way to bypass this is to contact the creator, Limena, and request a whitelist. Limena likely implemented this DRM to protect the sprites, which were minor modifications of existing sprites not originally created by him. This aggressive DRM led to significant backlash, resulting in Limena's ban from future Sonic amateur games expos. Mrs. Major. The exe is named Bosta Major, and when you run it, you get this document, soon following with this. A bunch of text documents appears on your desktop named Mrs. Major wants to meet you, and after a few seconds, your PC shuts down. When the PC has finished restarting, you see this. A skull wallpaper, and the text documents are now skull icons, as well as your cursor. After clicking one of the files, this image appears and scary music starts playing. This goes on forever. Oof. Yes, this Y-shaped letter is pronounced as oof. When you run the bat file, you start off by seeing this message saying flashing images and loud noise warning, as well as a window box that shows a bunch of weird Unicodes. I don't know how to describe it, but here is the payload. Eventually, when the system has crashed, you are met with this screen right here. You have to play a bus game for 8 hours, and if you lose, the virus will destroy the boot sector, meaning your computer will not be able to run ever again. Locky. The most common infection method is via an email with a Microsoft Word attachment containing the Locky virus code. The document appears as gibberish and prompts the user to enable macros to view it. Enabling macros launches the virus, which then loads into the system's memory, encrypts documents as Locky files, installs BMP and TXT files, and can encrypt network files accessible to the user. Unlike most ransomware, Locky spreads through macros and attachments rather than being installed by a Trojan or exploiting previous vulnerabilities. Ransomware. This is the first thing you get to see when running the exe. Now it tells you that in order to decrypt your files, you have to play a game called Toho on lunatic mode, which is the hardest difficulty. You have to get 0.2 billion points on this difficulty to decrypt your files. Also, you have to download Toho separately, because it doesn't come with ransomware, which is kind of the worst part in my opinion. I want to keep this one short for everybody's sake. This is the payload basically, and as it says, press D to disinfect. The virus will be disinfected after pressing D, and everything will be back to normal. Apple. There's not much said about this. I'm gonna just let DanoAct1 explain it for you guys.
So let's go ahead and run it. On almost every day of the month, you get this beep and a message saying try again later. However, if you run this Trojan on the 24th of any month, you get this tune and this message saying, you ate my apple, now I'm going to eat your PC. Now I'm sure many of you can come up with a lot wittier comments than me about Microsoft and Apple, so you all can just go ahead and do that. But another thing this Trojan does is that when it activates this payload, it overwrites autoexecute.bat, so that it will only start this Trojan whenever the computer is booted up.
Skulls F variant. If you remember the A variant of Skulls earlier on this Iceberg, then this one is not so different. When installed, you can see that the messages icon has changed to Snake's face. If you don't know who that is, which you probably do, it's the guy from Metal Gear Solid. When trying to restart, a flashing skull image appears. It removes all applications on your device, and as you try to restart it again, that flashing skull image will stay on forever. Creeper. This virus activates every Monday in May. When this virus has started running, well, I'm gonna let you guys see for yourself.
Let's keep running graphics until we do. And believe me, you will notice this. Did you see what happened? Let's keep running. Oh. If you couldn't tell from the DOS prompt, we're missing our O. Let's keep on running it. Oh, okay. We're running graphics. Verify F. Let's keep on going. Just keep on running. Let's do a directory listing now. Or a dr/w. Oh. File. Alright. So, what's happening? On Mondays in May, when an infected file is run, it will pick one random character in the current font set and make it invisible. And the more you run it, the more characters wind up disappearing. So with a thoroughly infected PC like this, we can just run Creeper, and we can continue seeing letters disappearing even from the existing DOS directory listing that we already had above.
Angry Duck. Angry Duck is a ransomware virus that encrypts files using AES 512 cryptography, adding a ADK extension to file name. For example, sample.jpg becomes sample.jpg.adk. It also changes the desktop wallpaper to display a ransom note demanding 10 bitcoins, which I believe is around 6,500 euros, which is significantly higher than typical ransomware demands of 0.5 to 1.5 bitcoins. Loose. This virus makes you play a shoot 'em up game, and whenever you would kill an enemy, one file on your system would be deleted. Golem. This is a very old joke virus that every 4th of July it plays a Hobbit quote. PUBG. This virus encrypts your data, like most other viruses. But what it doesn't do is that it doesn't require payment, because most viruses requires hundreds of dollars to decrypt. This one requires you to play PUBG for 2 hours or more, and doesn't require any other payment than that. Mega Antivirus 2012. This is a rogue anti-spyware program promoted through fake online anti-malware scanners. While browsing, you may encounter an advertisement pretending to be a scanner, claiming your computer is infected, and urging you to download Mega Antivirus 2012. Once installed, the program starts automatically with Windows and falsely reports numerous infections, demanding payment to remove them. It also modifies Windows settings to prevent legitimate programs from running, and displays fake security alerts to scare you into purchasing the software. SmileLocker. Once running the exe, you get this small message saying "Hi chat," and right after, this happens.
You're completed by SmileLocker. All of your data is currently being encrypted at a low level. Encryptor sectors. You can still access everything now. The key is it will. Already won. I'll give you a chance. I'm a good guy. To get rid of this Trojan and restore all your data, you just need to chat to spam smiles. If you can reach 25,000 smiles within 5 minutes, you get your stuff back. But this actually works. I mean, what the fuck? In case the timer runs out, the key and memory is destroyed. Okay,
WinLocker. This is a ransomware that locks your screen completely until you enter the password. Sure, it leaves your files untouched, but now you gotta try to find out the password. Lehigh. This virus originated from Yale University and would affect command.com files on MS-DOS computers. Alive. Alive only infects exes, so upon running whatever exe that you have on your DOS, the virus will print out its own message saying, "Save the viruses, they're people too." Sove. Every single Soviet holiday, this virus would infect a random file on your computer. When running a file infected with Sove, you get a screen with black bars and white bars running down the screen. After running the first infected file, it would infect every file you ran after. It would then say, "I am virus." Green Goblins. Green Goblins is a virus that copies itself to drives. After 16 copies, the screen becomes garbled, and after 128 copies, a message display says, "The Green Goblins strike again." Pirate Monster Injector. Pirate Monster Injector uses Discord's own API to dump Discord auth tokens and other stolen information back to a private Discord server. It does this by retrieving JavaScript from a malicious website, Monster Casa, that contains Discord API code and scrapes data from the system related to Discord and other applications. The malware goes out looking for Discord data on a machine not running Discord. On a Windows system with Discord present, it logged the user out and restarted Discord after stealing the auth token for the account. Alerta. Upon running this Portuguese exe called Alerta, it will basically tell you that you are homosexual. Now you can either say that you are homosexual or that you're not. Or can you actually say that you're not?
Point, but you can't press it. You are. Oh. Say it changed the text. I didn't even notice that. Say burro now ta vendo ko botao esta te fazendo de troza. Assuming it's saying you ass, are you trying to run away from the truth or something like that? So we can't click this even if we like tab over to the no button. It doesn't actually work. So we're gonna have to press claro, and we will. So we get a bright pink screen, and I can't read this, but your mouse ticks on every second countdown. We're gonna alt tab out of this, pick up Google Translate real quick here, and type it in. We're gonna see what this is saying to us. Oh my. I can't make that little C with the tail, so forgive me. Gonna crash your computer for 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you can see the screen with those strong colors that must be fixing your eyes. So I'm assuming that's pretty close from Portuguese. And we're just gonna have to sit here for another 4 minutes and 1 segundos.
After sitting through some questions, this becomes your desktop, and not even gonna lie with you, it looks pretty sick, not even gonna lie. Wabbit. As a pretty big cartoon fan myself, I knew exactly what this name was about, and I'm pretty sure you guys know as well. Basically, a character in Looney Tunes by the name of Elmer Fudd has this thing called rotacism, which basically makes him not be able to say R and replace it with a W instead. Now, why is this called Wabbits? Well, the name is fitting because like rabbits, Wabbit reproduces rapidly. Wabbit was the first self-replicating malware capable of overwhelming systems resources and causing it to crash. Cookie. This virus infects different files, and when they are opened, it asks for a cookie. If you type in cookie and give it to it, it will burp, and yeah, that's about it. Dumb. Here we go with another short one. What it basically does is that it emails to all your contacts saying that you are a dumbass. Yeah. Libertine is a virus that changes your wallpaper to a picture of Mylene Farmer, and Mylene Farmer has made a song called Libertine, so I think that's where they got the name from. Mac Defender. This rogue antivirus targets Mac OS users. It forces you to pay in order for you to have your virus removed, but the catch is, there is no virus. Fontal. This was a virus on Nokia devices that came up in messages as a fun new game called Kill Saddam. It would erase your whole device and make it almost unable to boot. Maldol. This virus would duplicate itself until you ran out of disk space, and disk cleanup would not work. Monopoly.
Displays a message box. Bill Gates is guilty of monopoly. Here's the proof. Click OK and ignore that error. Shows you this rather humorous image of Bill Gates superimposed on a Monopoly board. There you go. No harm, no foul so far, but if you launch Outlook, you'll see in your outbox that it mass mailed itself to your contacts. See, here's the email it sends to your contacts. Bill Gates is guilty of monopoly. Here's the proof. It attaches itself to the file. And it also sends another email. As you can see, it's to a bunch of random email addresses that have to do with Monopoly.
Stuxnet. Stuxnet is a malicious computer worm discovered in 2010, likely in development since 2005. It targets SCADA systems and is believed to have significantly damaged Iran's nuclear program. Though neither country has admitted it, many news organizations report that Stuxnet was created by the United States and Israel under Operation Elliptic Games, initiated during the Bush administration and expanded early in Obama's presidency.